Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Eric reporting on day 6 of the Ohio to Erie Trail, although I'm talking about day 5 because I got in late last night, so was not able to record. I also ran out of data on my phone from uploading the videos in the past couple days, so this video is not going to go up until I can actually get some reliable Wi-Fi. So that might be sometime this weekend. So sorry it's late, but I want to cover what I did yesterday. That was day 5 again. I did 73.4 miles. That was from the Columbus airport down to the Caesar Ford campground. Make sure I have that. I keep forgetting if it's Caesar Ford or Caesar Fork, but it's a Greene County park. This is a brand new campground. It has 12 campsites that are huge. Everybody else here has got a big RV or trailer. I'm the only guy with a little tent. And the campsites are very generously spaced. It has a shower house with 4 individual showers and 2 bathrooms on the other side of the buildings. And I'm in the picnic pavilion, which has power outlets everywhere, but you get power and water at the campsite as well. Quite a difference from the campsite I had at Mount Liberty Berry Barn, where it was just an informal space. This, you have so much space you can put your tent on the grass, and then in the morning you can sort out all your stuff. I cannot believe how long it takes to pack up a campsite in the morning, but it sure does. And that let me dry some things out a little bit while I was packing it up. So yesterday's ride uh, was rainy at times. It was the only rain I've had in the trip so far. It doesn't look like there's going to be really much today, so that's great. I got pretty lucky on this trip. So started out in the airport, got down to the trails that are much like the end of the day prior in the Columbus parks, and I took the alternate route through Columbus. I didn't want to go along the freeway. I saw there was a the alternate route on the official map that gets you through a residential neighborhood. There's some beautiful old houses. I passed by the Topiary Park that you'll see in some of the video clips, and I also went through a park that's downtown that used to be, that's where an old mall used to be. It was not there very long, but it was I'm not familiar with Columbus at all, but it kind of reminds me of the Galleria in Cleveland, a downtown mall that they tried in the 80s and it only lasted 15, 20 years. So there's a park there now. And then I went along the river, and I think I did pretty well. I only made wrong turns, I think, 3 or 4 times yesterday, and then immediately caught myself. There's a good trail network in the Columbus area, lots of trails to choose from, but the Ohio to Erie route is not always uh, well marked. So it is what it is, but I was able to get there pretty quickly. Um, I talked about my bike, raving about the Priority 600, and it certainly has been making sure I'm not talking too loud here. It is. I'm known for speaking loudly. It's 9:30, so I think we're good. Um, the Priority 600 has been holding up very well. I did hear some weird clunking noises that I just couldn't figure out the source of. It wasn't the pedaling. It wasn't a certain gear. I really couldn't figure it out. And then I did realize it was the kickstand. That is the second time I've had to tighten that kickstand down. And after that, it seems to be okay. So, again, this bike has been great. I love it. I'm looking at it right now. Beautiful bike. Been doing well for me. Let's see. Yesterday, the rain started between Galloway and London. I'm looking at the map here. Uh, and it was light rain. It was enough to be like a little annoying, but I think anytime you're riding in the rain, it's that first few minutes that are the worst. It's kind of like, for me, at least the first couple of seconds of jumping in a swimming pool. It's a little bit of a shock to the body. I don't do well with that. But after that, it is what it is. My rain jacket was pretty breathable. It was like I said, it was enough to be annoying, but it wasn't too terrible. I did was very, very happy to get to London, and took a break at, what was it called, Fat Daddy's Pizza, just a little tiny pizza sub shop in this town. Uh, had their lunch slice was actually a very small pizza cut into 8 slices. I've never seen something like that. And I also saw there was a coffee shop in town. I thought, what better thing to do on a rainy day than just sit in the coffee shop for a while? So I did that, and the rain was just kept going. So I said, I just need to move along. It is very quiet in that part of Ohio. There are not many things along the trail. You're going long distances without seeing a single person or seeing a single bathroom. So, uh, females, you're going to have to make sure you pack accordingly and plan accordingly. You are not going to. It's completely unlike Northeast Ohio, where it seems like there are porta potties just everywhere along the trail. So, they just run things a little differently. I mean, this is not one trail system. This is a network of, I think they said 20 something rail trails in towpaths in Ohio. So it is interesting to see how they're all run a little differently. Rolled into Xenia, which has, if you've ever looked at a bike map of Xenia, they have quite a few rail trails going through this town. They're all converged there. It's pretty neat. So I went down to Xenia to go to Burger King and waited there for a little bit. And by the time I then took the detour to get to this campground, which is not on the Ohio to Erie Trail, it is a few miles east. It was just about sunset. So ended up being a 12-hour day of riding, only 6.5 hours moving, according to Komoot. I can't remember if I even gave the figure. 73.4 miles is what I did yesterday. So another almost 75-mile day, and that's what I've got planned today for day 6. I get to be reunited with my wife downtown Cincinnati, so that's going to be awesome. Yeah, so trip's almost done. Still having fun, and enjoy the clips from yesterday and see the rain that I had to deal with. Again, just enough to be annoying, not too terrible. All right, see you next time. Just made the 3rd or 4th course correction of the day. The signage here is lacking throughout the Columbus area. That's why they have a video or website page about how not to get lost in Franklin County. And they've got all the maps and the ride with GPS files, but if I were running that stuff all day, I'd have no battery power in my phone by the end of the day. So I've been relying on Google Maps. I had that their Google My Maps KMZ thing loaded in there, and that's been helping me out. So onward I go. Ooh, this zip tie caught my eye. You never know when this might come in handy.